Well, we're here in deepest Herefordshire, at the stables of Mr. Michael Scudamore, who is here on the right. On the left is Mr. Michael Tindall, and in the middle is the real hero of the day, Monbeg Dude, Welsh Grand National winner just a couple of weeks ago. Michael's trainer and owner, or part owner. The other Michael, Mr. Tindall, is a part owner, rather luckily, as we'll find out in a minute. And Bloodstock buyer. And we'll start with Mike Tindall. Mike, you're now a part owner of a Welsh Grand National winner.
Yeah, it was the plan all along. We've been very lucky. It was a comedy way of ending up with a horse, and it's ended up being a fortunate buy, and it's turned into a good thing. And it's an engine that most horses would like, but he's got heart as well. So he's always fights to the end, and always, this year especially, has run his races. So it's been really good for him.
There we go. Got an engine and got a big heart. Reminds me of somebody else. One big sort of lump running up and down a rugby field. Lots of heart, lots of energy. And Michael, you are actually a former rugby player yourself. Obviously, you come from a great line of horse racing figures, but you like your rugby, don't you? And you played for a while.
Yeah, played for a while. Started off at the Gloucester Academy. That's where I first met James, the other owner, and sort of all went from there really. And then played a bit for Vale, and was lucky enough to get a Welsh under-19 cap, and then soon decided I wasn't good enough and threw my hand into training instead.
I tell you what, that's not bad, is it? A Welsh under-19 cap, played for Vale, could be worse. So your other owner obviously is James Simpson Daniel, and the other owner is Nicky Robinson as well. And this is where you're a Gloucester fan, I suppose. You see Mike playing rugby. Mike Tindall, that is, have you ever had a say in a horse before?
I had a couple. I had one called Cash Converter.
Cash Converter.
But didn't convert any cash.
No.
Just took it. And then I had one called Ready that ran in ran at Cheltenham in a bumper, but did nothing after that. And unfortunately, once we gelded him, decided he never wanted to run for us.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. And then I've also been involved in the Highclere Thoroughbred studs with 4 flat horses as well for them. One was called Collection that we got very lucky with, and we ended up selling him for a bit. So I stayed involved with them. Didn't have as much luck with the 2 that we had last time.
Okay, and did you have much to do with horses prior to meeting your now good lady wife, Zara Phillips? Because obviously she's got a lot to do with horses. Were you interested before anyway, or have you become interested?
Not as much. Yes, I like to watch the big races and have a punt, but that would be about it. I think I've always said that sort of getting to go and watch more and get to know jockeys and meet the jockeys through. Obviously, Zara's massively into her racing. You sort of get an understanding more about what you're watching rather than just who's won. You actually can pick up what the jockeys are doing and recognise good rides. And even though it wasn't that hard to recognise how good a ride Carberry gave this fella. So you actually get more attached to it then, and you understand more, and it actually makes you generally more interested.
And Michael S, that is, by all accounts, bearing in mind he's a Welsh Grand National winner, he's not the best jumper. He drags his hind legs a bit. He's a work in progress, and yet he's already won. He won the Cheltenham Chase as well, didn't he, back in November?
Yeah.
Did you know this horse was special, hand on heart, when you got involved, and did you get roped into it a little bit?
From all the homework we'd done for buying him and everything else, we knew he was going to be good. No, I mean, you get a general feel that horses have got a level of ability, and we always hoped he'd be good. Whether we ever thought he'd get to this stage is probably something else, but from what he's shown at home in his early days, we always knew there was a level of ability there that would be good enough to win races. But like I said, to go this far, I don't think we'd ever dreamed he would have gone to achieve quite what he has achieved.
Well, it must have been an absolutely sensational afternoon. Maybe a little bit worrying, I don't know, because he just stayed at the back and stayed at the back. It was a classic. It was like, I don't know, it was like sort of the great sort of Olympic races on the track where they strike as they head for home. Meanwhile, Mr. Tindall is playing for Gloucester, so all this is going on, and he's got to concentrate on playing rugby. So crazy scenes at Chepstow, And for you, Mike, I mean, how did you get to here?
It was weird. Like in November when he won at Cheltenham, the race went before I had to leave the house to go to the game. So I went to the game buzzing, which was an easy way to do it. Whereas this one, you know, he ran at 3:20. We kicked off at 3. The idea would have been that we were doing well and we were up, and I'd have a check on my phone at half time and see where we were at. But with the Irish game, it didn't quite all go to plan. So we were down at half time. So I was in business mode, so I didn't check anything.
Did you not really?
No, well, let's just get out there and win.
Yeah.
And then Martin Thomas, who plays for us, when we came back in after the game, just sort of walked past and he just went, "Winner, winner, chicken dinner." So I obviously knew we'd done all right then. So we must have done all right then. And then, because he said that, I had a look at my phone and I had a lot of missed calls and a lot of texts, so I knew obviously we'd done pretty well. But I didn't try, I pretty much got changed, went straight home. Because Zara was going down to Australia, so I went to see her before she flew, and then just went in and watched it before on my own, and it was pretty spectacular, to be fair to it.
Fantastic. Now, is it better being a trainer or better being an owner, seeing your horse come home?
I think both has its perks. I think
Both must have its minuses as well.
Yeah, it has its minuses, but it was just the great buzz of seeing him, and it was, like you said, it was such a strange race, and all the way through he's making the odd mistake, and he's probably a little bit further back than we want him to be. And to be perfectly honest, turning for home, or certainly jumping last on the back, I thought we'd pulled up. You know, you couldn't see him on the screen.
Did you really?
Really thought he'd pulled up.
Oh.
Couldn't see him on the screen. The commentator hadn't mentioned him.
So it was a pretty disastrous day, you thought?
So yeah, that was it. I literally turned away and had the girlfriend beside me who sort of soon kicked me and stopped me being so depressed and down about it. But yeah, really thought it was all over. And then suddenly, like I say, you see him turning for home, cantering with a double handful, and you start thinking, oh, we might be 5th or 6th, that'll be good, we'll take that. And then you think, okay, we might be 4th now, and we might be 3rd, and then, like I say, suddenly, before you know it, you're getting down to the last, and he still hasn't moved, and you just couldn't believe it. An incredible occasion. But like I said, the weeks, the months building up to it, it was just really, really exciting.
And obviously you weren't there, Mike, so perhaps you didn't quite experience the joy, but where does sort of being an owner, what, quarter owner would you be?
Yep.
Quarter owner of the Welsh Grand National winner. Where does that rank with 75, is it? 75 England caps?
Yeah.
Small matter winning a World Cup. Having a missus who was a world champion, a European champion, and you were there as the unofficial Team GB chief cheerleader when she picked up a silver medal, and now this. It's got to, I'm not saying it's better, but it's got to be up there, hasn't it?
It's up there just because of the I think the journey that it's been. You know, it was how it was bought, how he was bought, the expectations that we have. We've never really, have we? We've never put massive expectations on it. It's more been seeing where he goes, and then this year.
It's all going along with it. We always want to see how good he is. Every time we run it, we said, "Oh, let's see how good he can be," and he sort of always answered our questions.
It's funny because obviously we see it sort of, myself, Nicky, and Jamie don't see it as the same way as Scu does sometimes. We're like, well, he's done this. What's the point in going? Why don't we push him and see there? And Scu's like, oh, okay, well, why not? Let's see where we get. And then suddenly, so that's what we did at Cheltenham. We thought, let's find out where he is. Suddenly, we'd get something we never expected. And we could have gone a different path than going to the Welsh. We were like, well, but do we find out if he can go and back that up again? So we went to the Welsh, and he's done that. And then, you know, we've got to now figure out where we go next and what's the right step. And you know, we're getting to the point where it's about what's best for the future rather than finding out just where we can go. Well,
with respect, I know you know more about horses than you used to, Tins, but I would suggest that Scu here knows a little bit more about horses, and particularly as you bought him famously now, will go down in racing history with your back to the auction ring. I think it's well chronicled that there'd been, nothing crazy, but a couple of beers had been imbibed, and that on that basis you just thought you're having fun. Oh, let's do it. So
it wasn't
maybe that's the way forward.
It wasn't let's do it. It was in no way did we want to buy the horse. It was. I got a letter the other day from the auctioneer from Brightwells saying, I just wanted to say real big congratulations on the dude. I remember selling, because obviously he'd sensed that I did not want to be buying
even
the
said it,
horse.
didn't he?
He said it. He was like, I've got a really reluctant buyer here. Anyone going to help him out? And no one in the whole of the Centaur at Cheltenham decided to help me out. So
it's one of those, what have I done jobs, and but I'm now been lumped with a horse.
Yeah.
Right.
And then that was immediately where we took a picture of the buy slip and sent it to Nicky and said, you haven't got a choice, you're in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's been the best thing, is it's the journey that it's been.
Yeah.
Because we've never had any expectations, and it's all fair play to the.
I bet you have now, though. Hey, so
that's the thing, is I think we've got to keep it realistic at the same time.
Hey, I tell you what, if he did nothing else, and God willing he will, but if he did nothing else, he won a Welsh Grand National.
Yeah, that is true.
It was even the I think after Cheltenham, I think the one thing that reminds me of the Cheltenham race was just as we were leaving the race course, I think it was me and Jamie were walking back, and
This is James Simpson, Daniel. Yeah.
and Tom, my brother, who's also a jockey, caught us up and said, this is the greatest day you'll ever have being an owner. Just accept this and enjoy it, because it'll never get any better than this. And then whatever it was, a month later, he goes and wins it. Chepstow and just blows all that out the water. So
Well, looks like the dude's agreeing with you. Well, he's nodding his head. That's it, son. That's as good as it's going to get.
That's his say. It's not over yet. There's more, isn't there?
more to come.
And the rough plan, because I've been reading. Oh, he might make the Cheltenham Gold Cup, might make the Grand National. I think you're going to do the national trial, aren't you, at Haydock?
Yeah, that's the next plan, I think, is there's a nice race there for him. Again, with everything that should suit him, soft ground, 3 mile 5, very similar conditions to what he had at Chepstow. So looking at it, that's probably the most natural step. He's going to have to improve again. He's going to have to carry more weight when he goes to Haydock, and he'll have to improve. But that's the next step, and then we'll see where we go from there. Whether we ever look for the main Grand National, the Gold Cups, a lot that'll depend on how we get on next time out. But exciting times.
And where's the trophy? I mean, do the owners all get a bit of the trophy, or what?
Well, we've done it. We've done it because he's won 3 now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So each owner. So Nicky was at
Lingfield, wasn't he?
Lingfield.
Yeah.
And then Jamie got the Cheltenham one, and then I've got the.
Right. So in
the
next one is yours, yeah.
I was waiting if we go for the Gold Cup next. I'd quite happily have that one. I think.
And in the so in the Tindall Phillips household right now, somewhere in the kitchen or downstairs loo or wherever they keep these things, there's a World Cup winners medal, there's a World Championship of preventing, European Championship of preventing, Olympic silver medal, Grand Slam Six Nations title, and now the Welsh Grand National trophy as well.
I think you'd let me have it, wouldn't you?
You would, wouldn't you? Hey.
Say that, you can have it. You can have it.
All right, guys. Well, listen. Congratulations to the 3 of you, particularly the fellow in the middle. He did all the hard work.
Yeah, that's true.
And look forward to the next instalment in this unlikely tale.
See where it goes. We'll see where it goes.